Welcome back to Seagull's Mazda 323 channel for another update, installment, episode, whatever the heck you want to call it, I don't know. But basically today is just a review of all the work I did over the weekend and the parts that I put in. Big special thank you goes out to Modsdirect Australia for helping me with the DGR race coilovers that I've just installed. I'll quickly go over the differences and then a very subtle little thing that needs to happen in the front if you're running a 1.6 litre brake setup for the 323, that is. So let's have a look. Now, all the way around the car, so all four rotors were replaced with VMAX slotted and a high performance pad from Protex, and then basically still running the Hell Performance braided lines all the way around. These are absolutely worth their money in gold, so I highly recommend these. Can't speak highly enough of these. And here we go. So only on the front coilovers, if you have a 1.6 litre Mazda 323 BG, your brake housing is going to be slightly narrower than the 1.8s and the turbo versions, which would slot perfectly into this coilover bracket. However, with long conversation, photographs, measurements, all between Modsdirect Australia, DGR and myself, and also having run the Street Series with this setup, this is actually totally fine. These are high tensile spacing washers, and I know that this is going to be totally fine. If you're worried if it looks dodgy, it's not. I've actually driven over 50,000 Ks and done multiple track days with this setup, and the front lasted longer than the rear suspension, which I had to replace with a super low strut spring setup. I'll point that out later. So if you're worried, don't be, because that actually is very strong. And this is what the top looks like. Camber adjustable. Very nice. As mentioned, I did rebuild all four calipers and tidied them up. So I've replaced the whole brake system, but still using the same lines, just cleaned them all up nicely. They look very good. Basically the rear coilovers, as I said, they don't need any spacing, but I am using the white line camber bolt for the top only on the backs, because the back coilovers don't come with camber adjustment. There would be zero room to even have that. There's only just enough room to get a strut brace in there, but both the front and the rear coilovers do not require strut tops, so they're deleted. They just go straight in and bolt up. And here is the old setup. So the rear coilovers didn't last. I probably dialed them up too hard and they just blew out. Actually, it was the rear left that blew out. The rear right still fine. And I replaced them with this spring and strut setup, super low. But the fronts are still totally fine for the Street Series. So I'm just going to clean them up, wrap them up, and then just put them in my spare parts pile. As you can see, there's only that much space. So you've only got dampener control option, and then strut brace bar. Runs the whole way across. I fish oiled everywhere in here. Stank for a bit, but that's what you got to do to protect an old car. So I've only got to do the fine tuning left, but that's what the top will look like. I did mention before I had put in a high performance battery. I am thinking about running a small CB radio under the dash and some extra big fat fog lights. So I've got to bleed the brake lines, adjust ride height accordingly, and then I do have the 14s, and then I've got the 15s ready to go. But I'll probably just put the 14s back on for now. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have any questions. More than happy to answer them.